Hola amigos, bien o no, y saludos desde Medellín. Hoy el tema es preguntas y cómo cuando nosotros mejorar la calidad de nuestras preguntas puede mejorar nuestro progreso. Ese es el tema de hoy. So, good evening from Medellín. And the theme of the day is questions, or more correctly, how if we improve the type of questions we ask or the quality of the questions we ask, how that can help us improve our fluency, improve our language learning. So think of it for a moment. Now, when I'm making this video now, it's Sunday evening. By the time you see this, it'll probably be Monday. But for most of us, Mondays is the new week, the new start, more, dare we say, problems to solve. Now, clearly, one of the better ways to deal with those type of difficulties and problems we're going to have tomorrow is understanding those problems better. And one way to do that is to improve the quality of the questions you ask about those problems you face. Because if we get used to asking better questions, one, we get better information from the people we're talking to, and often in some ways we can get more help from them, because if we start asking better questions to help both of us, them and us, to better understand the situation we're in, this again is going to help the process resolve a little better. So think about that. That's the challenge for today. Questions. Could you ask better questions? And what would you say to make that question you usually ask a little better? How would you adapt it? This is a test really of some ways your fluency, the vocabulary you have at your disposal, but with the vocabulary that you are familiar with, could you improve the type of questions you normally ask tomorrow? I mean, what kind of questions would you normally ask, let's say, in your job? Are there better ways to ask it that will get you a better result? At least let the other person understand better what you wanted, or to let them give you better information. Think about that. Sometimes we just ask standard questions because, we get into practice it. Sometimes if we ask questions in a slightly different way, we might get more information. So on a very basic level, if we just say we see someone tomorrow morning, we ask them, how are you? Okay, that's a fairly closed question. But if we ask them something like, how was your weekend? That's a bit more of an open question. So we're potentially getting more information. But you see where I'm going with this. If you think about the wording of your question, there are different ways you could ask basically the same thing, even for social niceties like that, just asking people how they are. Think about it. Different ways you can ask it, right? And see where you go from there. Because if you can expand on or improve the quality of the questions you ask, chances are you get better answers. Have a go. Déjame saber en los comentarios, como siempre. But for now, from Medellín, we'll say cheerio.